The arena doesn't care that you're tired. It never did. The arena does not check whether you slept well, whether your energy is high, whether the morning felt fair. It opens and it asks one question. Did you step in, or did you stay in the stands? You are tired. Fine. So is everyone who ever did anything that mattered. Tired is the baseline, not the exemption. The work does not pause to negotiate with your fatigue, and the day does not award points for how hard it was to begin. So step in. Marred, slow, half awake, unsure, but in. Here is the toll staying in the stands takes from you. Not in some far-off season. In this morning, now. There is a critic who lives in your head, and he is loud at 5 a.m. He points at the cold work and tells you it can wait. He tells you that you have earned a softer start, that you will do it later when you feel sharper, that being tired is a reason and not an excuse. He is articulate. He is persuasive. And he has never once entered the arena himself. That voice will talk you out of the deep block you swore you would protect. It will talk you out of the proposal that has sat unfinished for a week, the difficult conversation you keep rescheduling, the decision you keep deferring because the data is never quite complete enough, the hard first hour you keep trading for the warm bed and the easy scroll. The critic always has a clean reason. That is his entire function. To make surrender sound responsible. Notice what he never does. He never builds. He never ships. He never stands in front of the room and risks being wrong. He grades the people who do, and he grades them from a seat that costs nothing. The moment you obey him, you join him. You leave the dust to someone else and you take the safe seat. And the safe seat is exactly where your potential goes to wait quietly for a tomorrow that keeps arriving busy. And the cruelty of it is that no one sees you lose. There is no crowd watching you choose the stands this morning. No scoreboard records the hour you handed back. The critic counts for nothing, but the cost he talks you into is real, and it is paid by you alone in the quiet where no one keeps score but the person you were supposed to become. That is the real price of comfort, not a vague unspent future. The exact work of this exact morning, surrendered to a voice that has never done the thing it judges. Theodore Roosevelt drew the line in Paris in 1910, and it has not moved since. It is not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly. Read what he is telling you. The credit does not go to the one with the sharpest opinion about the work. It goes to the one wearing the dust of having done it. Marred, not polished, not rested, marred by the doing. And then Roosevelt closes the door on the comfortable. The man in the arena, he wrote, at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. That is the warning. The stands are warm, and they are safe, and they are where nothing is ever risked and nothing is ever won. Cold and timid. That is the price of staying out of the dust. This is why being tired changes nothing. Nietzsche said, what does not kill you makes you stronger, but he meant something harder than survival. He meant amor fati. Not to grit your teeth and endure the difficulty of this morning, but to love it as the necessary thing, the weight that builds you. The fatigue is not in your way. The fatigue is the work. And the brutal early hour pays a quiet dividend. Gable, who buried himself in training no one watched, understood it plainly. Once you have wrestled, everything else in life is easy. Win the hardest hour of your day before the world wakes, and the rest of the day arrives already smaller than you. So here is the order for today. You enter the arena tired. You do not wait to feel ready, because ready is a feeling the critic dangles and never delivers. You put your face into the dust of the hardest thing first, this morning, while the stands are still full of people negotiating with their alarms. You give the first hour to the work that is yours to do, not the comfortable task that only looks like effort. The hard one. The one the critic in your head has the most reasons to delay. You do it marred and unsure, and you let the doing be the proof. And tonight you answer for it. Tonight the channel turns to the reckoning, and three hard voices ask the question. Nietzsche asks whether you would live this exact day again, forever on a loop. The Hagakure asks whether you met the day already resolved. Epictetus asks what you left undone that was yours to do. Carry that forward. Build the day now that you will be willing to sign tonight. One arena, one hard hour. Entered tired, and entered anyway. That is the whole order, and it is enough to put your face in the dust while the critics sleep. So step in before they wake. Win before they wake.